When Donald Trump was elected 7 weeks ago on November 8th, 2016, we as a country learned two important things. First, that we're more divided now as a nation than we have been since the Civil War 150 years ago. And second, that we as Americans no longer understand one another. Conservatives are stupid, liberals are elitist, Republicans are racist, homophobic, transphobic, and backwards, and liberals are God-hating, country-hating, self-hating millennial snowflakes who want nothing more than to see God and America and Western society burn. This is a graphic of electoral college maps by state from 1952 to 2012. For a while, the country was generally all red or all blue. This recent increase in divided government is a modern phenomenon, and it's occurring on a remarkable scale. These are graphics by the Pew Research Center illustrating American polarization in 1994, 2004, and 2014. As is painfully evident, the median Democrat and median Republican have grown much farther apart, most notably in the decade since 2004. Perhaps most alarmingly, partisan Americans are increasingly regarding the opposing party as a threat to the nation. You heard me right. In 2014, 27% of Democrats and 36% of Republicans saw their fellow Americans with differing political beliefs as threats to the nation's well-being. This is crazy. This is like if the Giants and the Jets called each other threats to the well-being of New York City. Or if Charlie bit my finger happened, except every time Charlie bites his finger, the whole car explodes. But that doesn't even begin to cover the half of it. You see, Americans don't just disagree on ideology anymore. We disagree on the facts. Over 25%, that's over a quarter of Republicans, a quarter, still believe after 8 years in office and a released birth certificate and a retraction from President-elect Trump himself and no substantiated evidence to the contrary whatsoever, that President Barack Obama is not a natural-born citizen of the United States of America. But before anyone gets too smug or too upset, Democrats aren't doing so well either. Nearly 25% of Democrats believe that 9/11 was quote-unquote very likely to be a conspiracy. Not just likely, not just possible, not just it could have happened, not just ha ha ha, jet fuel can't melt steel beams, Bush did 9/11, ha ha ha, but very likely. 25% of Democrats find very likely that the most significant event in American domestic security in the last 15 years and the reason for countless wars and laws and acts and hours spent waiting in line at the TSA was a conspiracy invented by a Republican administration for the sake of political expediency. So, how did we get here? And maybe more importantly, what can we do about it? Well, political scientists generally agree that a process of sorting is occurring in which elites, that is your media, your outspoken elected officials, and your political opinion leaders, have grown increasingly polarized and are dragging the electorate apart along with them. A decade ago, CNN and Fox disagreed on their responses and reactions to the facts. Today, they report different facts entirely. There are many theories as to why this is occurring. The one prominent theory asserts that the rapid exponential increase in media outlets and consumption channels over the course of the last 2 decades or so has incentivized media outlets to move further and further outwards to try and capture a niche segment of the media viewing public. When 3 broadcasting channels became 20 cable news channels and 100 internet media blogs, media outlets all collectively realized, for the most part, that they could maintain viewership by capturing newer and more polarized audiences, and so moved outwards. Well, why is this a problem? Well, a divided media creates a divided America. An America where someone can wake up in complete shock on November 9th because they had not, in fact, known one single person who was voting for the opposing candidate the day before. Where parents bar their own parents from the Thanksgiving table, and where Americans view each other as threats to the nation's well-being. A divided media has created an America that cannot engage in civil and reasonable debate over important solutions to important problems or critically examine their own beliefs because Americans have no exposure to and simply do not understand the opposing side's reasoning. So this is where politically correct comes in. I don't want to persuade. I don't want to influence. I don't even want to frame or direct the conversation. I just want to inform Americans about current political issues. So, starting in the next episode, I will be releasing issue-based videos in which I detail the unbiased facts of a political issue, then attempt to provide the absolute best arguments on both sides. I am convinced that by informing the electorate and providing a side-by-side comparison of each side's reasoning, we can help people to reach more thoroughly reasoned conclusions based on complete knowledge of all the political perspectives involved, and together create a better informed, better reasoned America that can, most importantly, finally understand each other. Welcome to Politically Correct. My name is Jordan Marr. I hope you'll join me along this journey. So, whether you're someone who has always wanted to better understand current political issues but has had a difficult time finding unbiased, factual accounts of current events, or you're a seasoned political veteran who is set in your ideals and beliefs but would like to better understand your political opposites, hit the big red subscribe button below and be the first to know when I put out a new video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.